Think about the scariest thing when you were a kid. It wasn't a monster in the closet. It was looking up at your mother after doing something amazing, only to see a face that was completely blank, empty, and stone cold. That was Meteora's entire reality. As she forces open her suppressed memory files, the heartbreak is devastating. When little Meteora excitedly shows off her glowing royal cheeks, she doesn't get a warm embrace. Instead, Street. Olga, a literal robot, responds with a cold, hard-coded command: suppress your flaws. You can't help but feel a profound pity for her. She wasn't raised by a monster. She was raised by a machine, incapable of feeling a single drop of empathy. To Street. Olga, parenting wasn't about love. It was a social performance. She even complains that other robot moms laughed at her, treating a child's trauma as a personal inconvenience. Every time Meteora's natural warmth glitched the system, her brain was just massaged and formatted. This scene cuts right to the bone. It teaches us that a child can survive a lot of things, but they cannot survive an environment completely void of emotional warmth. Meteora didn't start out evil. Her soul was simply starved to death by a mother who was nothing more than a piece of unfeeling code.
Star, just calling with your daily reminder to behave like the queen in training that you are.
A simple reprimand was all it took to expose the deep-seated turmoil Star had buried inside. Her mother held her to the unforgiving standards of a queen. But what was meant to be guidance born of high expectations felt like nothing more than a suffocating cage to Star. Born into royalty, she was swallowed up by endless responsibilities and rigid rules from a young age, doomed to spend her entire life molding herself into the perfect queen. This overbearing maternal love completely ignored the young girl's true desires. With nowhere to vent her pent-up emotions, Star eventually developed a psychological block, her sleepwalking being a direct, physical manifestation of all that repressed stress. At its core, the rift between mother and daughter is a fundamental clash between the heavy chains of royal duty and Star's natural desire for freedom. The sky-high expectations morphed into a crushing mental burden. Because of the deep-rooted trauma from her family dynamic, Star, a girl who just wants to live a carefree life, finds herself hopelessly trapped in a predetermined royal destiny she can't seem to break free from. What if you realize that your fearless, unstoppable mother was actually terrified? In this explosive season premiere, Star confronts Moon, believing her plan B of hiding in a swamp is an act of pure cowardice, but she has no idea about the trauma driving it. Star pushes for a fight, demanding to know what happened to the cool warrior queen. But Moon's composure completely snaps. She delivers a devastating confession. She was never a warrior. She was just a happy-go-lucky girl exactly like Star, until Toffee murdered her mother. This shatters the fairy tale narrative. The lie that grandma went to a grandma farm dissolves into the brutal reality of war. Moon's desperate urge to hide isn't a political strategy. It's a mother trying to save her daughter from repeating her own childhood nightmare. She knows the cost of fighting Toffee, and she refuses to pay with Star's life. This conversation teaches us that behind a parent's most suffocating boundaries, there is often a deeply hidden scar. Moon isn't trying to control Star's future, she is just desperately trying to keep her alive in a world that already stole her past.
I thought you cared about being a warrior!
I guess I thought being a warrior was something different.
Blind adoration once clouded Star's judgment. She idolized Mina as the ultimate warrior, desperately wanting to follow in her footsteps. But Mina's twisted, fanatical ideology completely shattered that illusion. Viewing all living creatures as insignificant ants, Mina plotted to rule Earth with an iron fist, even urging Star to ruthlessly trample on innocent lives and conquer the world alongside her. This warped definition of strength went against everything Star fundamentally believed in. It was a brutal wake-up call. Star deeply loves this world and the beings who live in it. She refuses to equate true power with violent conquest and domination. She finally realized that a true warrior is never defined by tyranny or mindless destruction. To protect, rather than to control, that is the kind of strength she truly values. The moment her idol fell from grace was also the exact moment she broke free from blind obedience, ultimately forging her own moral compass and coming into her own.